Let Him Go was directed by Thomas Bezucha and stars Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Leslie Manville, Jeffrey Donovan, and Boo Boo Stewart, just to name a few. And it's set in 1963 and tells the tale of a retired sheriff and his wife who are grieving over the death of their son. When his widow remarries a violent man, they decide to go after their grandson and bring him home by any means necessary. So Let Him Go. This is one of those movies that it's like its own thing in the sense that it fits into this subgenre that we like to call Southern Gothic. Think of films like No Country for Old Men, Hello High Water, I think is the name of that film. I love that movie. And even most recently, The Devil All the Time kind of fits within that one. That last one kind of fits within that Southern Gothic tale. So if it's anything, you can think of it as a modern day Western. And of course, this one stars Jonathan and Martha Kent, Kevin Costner, and Diane Lane. And I would say this about this movie: it's not something that hasn't been done before, but it's done really, really well here. This film is carefully directed to really slowly build on the tension. As soon as these two characters, played by Kevin Costner and Diane Lane, I think their names were George and Margaret, as soon as these two characters enter into that town where their ex-daughter-in-law is now living with her new husband, and they meet that family, they meet his family, you immediately get filled with this sense of dread, and it just builds from there in this very, very beautiful way. It's everything about the film, the acting as well, everything is very contained. It's almost like it's boiling, something is boiling underneath the surface, and you're just waiting for it to bubble over. And I think that's where the strength of this movie definitely lies, is in the performances. I saw a review that said that this was Kevin Costner's best performance to date. I tend to disagree, just because I'm a huge fan of Yellowstone, and I think his best work is on that television series. He's absolutely phenomenal in that series. That said, both he and Diane Lane, they're all pros at this, and they definitely play these characters with a sense of restraint, but it doesn't feel lazy. At no time does it feel lazy. His character as well, you feel like he's that strength that just stands in the background, ready and willing to support his wife. Diane Lane's character, she's the one who she's one of those people, she tries to talk, talk a lot and be really friendly with people, but she's really smart and she's trying to get a read on who you are and what you might be able to tell her. So the both of them together work really well as a couple, and they have that natural chemistry because they've worked together before. Another standout here, of course, is Leslie Manville as the matriarch of the family that the girl married into. I can't remember. They have a strange last name. I can't remember it right now. I think it's Wee Boy or something like that. The Wee Boys. She is honestly terrifying. she is definitely the power behind her boys. And I've seen this character done before. This strong matriarch, terrifying almost type of character. I remember there's this actress, I can't remember her name right now, but there's a season of Justified where she played a very similar character. So it's a no-nonsense mother who's raised her boys to be really hard. As far as you could go as far as to say they're evil people, and the way she handles Margaret and George, it is very scary. You're worried for them at any given time. So this movie definitely is a really good suspense. That tension is boiling. Everything. It is a solid thriller. It really is. That said, it's also very much a drama. And so for those who may not want to watch something like this because they figure, well, this is not for me. This is probably for people like 50 and over. Granted, it's gonna attract older fans, just because of the cast as well. Excuse me, but I would say definitely watch this one if you're a fan of that Southern Gothic type of genre of films. Those modern day westerns. Definitely check this one out. Don't let it pass you by. This was really well done, and it does build and build and build until everything explodes in this I don't want to say wonderful, but in this mostly satisfying manner, and I should say also realistic manner, you know. I don't want to give away anything, so I'll just leave it at that. One thing I also want to say about this is I quite love the score. It's very haunting. It fits so well within the genre itself that it's going for. So it definitely adds to the film, you know. I'm not a person that usually gets caught up in the musical score. You know, I can appreciate it, but I don't really notice it as much, sadly. Here I definitely did. It definitely fit perfectly within every scene. It never felt like it was overwhelming the movie at any given time. So Let Him Go, for me, on the surface you can enjoy this as a straightforward slow tension building Southern Gothic type of film, but there's also that deeper meaning there. At least is what I got out of it. You know, there's like almost like a double meaning to the name of this film, you know, because they lost their son, and the grief there, you know, you actually kind of see the stages of grief going through this film, and you see what it's done to this couple to have lost their son and then kind of lose their grandson in the process. So there's that grief there, and also, and I feel like it's also the danger of not dealing with your grief and how much destruction that can cause, not just for you but for the people who love you and the people around you, you know. I just, to me, that's something I picked up from this, because there's definitely, I mean, granted, I think they did the right thing, obviously, in going after their grandson, but I just feel like you see the consequences of those actions, because the grief has eaten away at this mother, you know. You see where she's going through those things of denial and all of that, and in the end we see a form of acceptance for what she had lost. So definitely worth seeing, guys, and I'm giving Let Him Go a 7 out of 10. I quite enjoyed this movie. And if you enjoyed this review, segue, please feel free to hit that like button. It's always appreciated, guys. If you're new and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face when it pops up right about there. And you can check out past videos if you feel like it. So until the next one, guys. Bye-bye.